there's no place to eat, so that's it for me.
We're going to come to this side, the gentleman there with the big glasses there.
Thanks. Well, that's Michael. Many action films choose to use motion capture to create CGI characters these days. Can you tell us why you chose a more traditional animation technique and how that affects creating movie characters that the audience can believe in?
You know, well, every animator is different. I choose not to use motion capture. I mean, I would go on a motion capture stage and I would do some of the camera moves, like with the Nemesis, where I could knock out the camera moves in 45 minutes for the whole scene. That's a very helpful tool because it's very hard to tell animators how to block a scene, and it's something I do. And a lot of animators, they'll start with, once we talk about where we want to go with the shot, and they've seen my previs, which are crude cartoons of what's going on, some will actually videotape themselves falling. Like the guy who did Jetfire when he fell back, he literally would film himself falling from several angles and start there. I think the traditional way was pretty interesting.
Two questions down the front here. And then
Question for Shire and Megan. Your careers have taken off astronomically since the first movie, and the attention on you both as well. How has that affected your lives in the 2 years since the first movie? And also, did it affect the size of the trailer that you got on this one?
My life's great. The trailer was a bit bigger this time. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get into this to be half successful. I mean, I'm very fortunate and blessed. I'm not the most gifted performer in the world. I'm just very lucky with these opportunities, and I'm happy I get to keep working.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I agree with what he says. I mean, I don't know if you're ever prepared for public scrutiny. I don't know if that's something you can mentally prepare yourself for, but it is part of the job, and it's maybe not the most pleasant part. But I get to experience so many other things that are blessings that I shouldn't be able to experience. So that's the trade-off.
This is to everybody. When I was a little girl, I used to have Optimus Prime, and it was my favourite toy, I think, alongside Ram Man from He-Man. What were your favourite toys when you were little?
I had a Bumblebee Triple Changer, I had some Yogi Bear stuff, and that was in the 80s. I had like the gray Game Boy with the purple buttons, and yeah, I was a Transformer fan. It was the dude Barbie, so everybody had it.
I had My Little Pony and Strawberry Shortcake and Rainbow Bright, things like that.
I was a big Zorro fan when I was a kid. And then I also was into, G.I. Joe came out when I was younger. But I did have a female doll. It was based on Honey West, was the show that Anne Francis was in. And they made a doll of her. And I had her with my James Bond doll and my Odd Job doll. But she was always naked. And my mother used to always say, John, why is Honey up in the tree with no clothes on? Don't worry, Mom. I said, G.I. Joe's going to save her. That doll I really liked. She had that little mole over here. I don't know what happened to her.
I was actually very into train sets, and I would create my own little worlds in there and build my towns, and I filmed my first little Super 8 movie by stealing my mom's Super 8 camera, where I set some glue fires to some of the models, filmed them, which actually caught the drapes in my bedroom on fire. The fire department came, and I was grounded for 3 weeks. It was my very first movie. It's a true story.
Phil over there.
Can I ask the two senior members of the team, Michael and John, you've been in the industry slightly longer than your two other younger colleagues. What have been the biggest changes, do you think, for both of you in the last 20 years since you've been in the business?
I haven't been in quite 20 years. Why don't we talk to the senior man first?
I think there are certain kinds of films that are made less and less nowadays. The sort of medium-sized adult type of film, which I think has really shrunk. I think it's usually bigger films are made or really small films. But the medium-sized films, I think you're seeing disappear more and more. I'm aware of that. Such as
an example of the sort of film that you really probably
you know, films that are in the sort of $15 to $20 million range budgets that are more sort of, I would say, adult or less comedic. That's one thing I'm aware of.
And can you amplify your addiction to Zorro?
Well, listen, a guy who dresses in black and has a mustache, and and he has a sword, it's pretty hard to top. Yeah.
Lady over there.
Hi, this is a question for Megan. Sometimes it's liberating to read your interviews because you're quite outspoken. But I'm wondering if there's anything that you said that you regret saying.
Would you like me to clarify it right now?
Sure.
Anything that I've ever said that I regret?
Your openness to the press. If you're regretting it now, or you think you'll be regretting it when you're older.
That's possible. I mean, it's something that I struggle with because I feel like I have the best intentions when I do these sorts of interviews and when I speak the way that I do, and it's unfortunate when journalists or press choose to knowingly twist the meaning of my words, and that discourages me from being outspoken and being as honest. But I feel like it's something that I just want to do because I grew up and I hate reading or watching bullshit interviews and watching these created images, these things that people present to you on television that you know are fake and manufactured, and I'm trying not to be one of those.
Thank you. Yeah.
Question for Michael.